Mr. Arnab Dey, Indian novelist, is also joining us on the broadcast. Arnab, appreciate you joining us. Well, you looked at the documented images of the famine in Bengal. What more can we imagine that these people must have gone through? Because obviously, these pictures don't do much.
You can imagine it by reading some of the literature that was produced around that time in Bengali, which has a fairly detailed description of what people went through, because it was very much part of people's lived memories. I mean, my grandfather, who's no longer with us now, told me the stories of what happened and what he saw. So maybe it's not that well known outside Bengal, because I don't think there's a lot of English literature or Hindi literature about this, but there's a lot of Bengali writing around the 1950s when people still remembered what they had seen.
Arnab, why do you think that the Indian government has not declared the Bengal famine a genocide? Why should this be done according to you?
Well, I think one of the main reasons is we've had how to put it, we've kind of never really come out of our colonial mindset. I mean, it takes many generations to do the deprogramming of 200 years of colonialism. So we believe, and it is actually belief rather than the truth, is that the British rule was actually good for us. So even though we are independent, the British did a lot of good things for us. Is a commonly uttered refrain, and even some of our leaders have said it at different points of time. And any kind of fact that runs counter to this narrative is essentially ignored, I would say. So this level of genocide, it was, again, rather than blaming the British, I would more blame Winston Churchill, because there were many British officials who actually protested and wrote letters of outrage about what was going on. It was primarily the brainchild of the extremely racist and India-hating Winston Churchill. So more than the British, actually, and of course, this was a concomitant of British imperialism, so Britain has to take some of the blame, but it was more one person than the system, I would say.
Okay, Arnab, another interesting question would be, is Churchill's Bengal genocide any different from what Hitler did to the Jews in the Holocaust?
No, it wasn't, actually. And that's the thing. I mean, there was Stalin and Stalin's genocide. And remember, this strategy of the scorched earth strategy, which was really what happened. So for those of you who don't know, what happened was that there was enough grain in Bengal to feed the population. It wasn't as if there was drought. What Churchill did, and again, when I say Churchill, maybe Churchill and a few other people, was they wanted to replicate the scorched earth tactics that Stalin applied to the Germans in Russia at that point of time, which was when the Germans, as part of Operation Barbarossa, when they marched into Russia after they had a pact. So initially Hitler and Stalin had a pact, that signed a secret pact.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.